So it went away, but the rose gold is back. So American Express has reintroduced the color. The gold card's always been here, but you were just able to get the yellow gold before, and then for a limited period of time to make us all feel special, we were able to get the rose gold. But now they're making it a regular color, so everybody's going to be able to get the rose gold that wants it. There's some little difference. If the primary card holder doesn't switch to the rose gold, the secondary folks can't get it. But if you want it, you can basically get it now. Used to be somewhat exclusive. Good marketing decision. Why is it a good marketing decision? There's a vaccine that's rolling out across the country. About 30 million people have been vaccinated. There are other vaccines coming on board, which is great. People are going to start eating out. So it's a good move on American Express to bring the card back. Good call to bring the color back. It gets a little bit of attention. All the people like me are making videos about it, which is nice. They're offering a 60,000 point special. I think you have to spend $4,000 within the first couple months, and they'll give you that 60,000 points. Let's see. And what the card gives you, it's a dining card for the most part. And this video is going to focus on whether it was good for me. You can extrapolate from that whether it was good for you, but we'll see if the math makes it worthwhile for me, because I had a lot of questions about this card. I didn't know if it was a good call on my part. So you get 4x on dining, and this is the big kicker here for the card. Then you get 4x on groceries. If you don't have another grocery card, in the US that is, if you don't have another grocery card, this is nice to have if you just want to use everything in one, because that's a very nice perk for groceries. But for me, I use the American Express, which cashback preferred or cash preferred card, and that gives me 6% back. They just take as a statement credit across the board, straightforward, 6%, which is incredible. It's the best grocery card out there. I don't think anyone questions that. 3 times on flights that you book with American Express or the airline. And interest rates normally, I think they hover somewhere between 16 and 23%, because you can carry a balance from month to month. It's not like a traditional charge card like it used to be back in the day. You can carry over a balance month to month. You really don't want to do that unless you have to, but you can. Now, the kickers, what's really kicking this card into high gear and making me really question, and that's why I'm making this video, because I made a critical video a couple weeks ago, because I was wondering, did it make sense to me to keep this card based on my spend? But they've kicked up the game now. They always had $120 a year dining credit. Now, every month, I use it at Grubhub. So every month, if I buy $15, spend $15 at Grubhub, I receive a $10 statement credit. So whatever I purchased at Grubhub was going to cost me $5. I was going to go to use Grubhub anyway. I was going to use this food delivery service anyway, so it was a no-brainer for me to use it on the card. And the maximum I could get was $10 a month for a year. There are some other partners that they have, Seamless, and I think if you eat out at Ruth Chris, which is a nice place, you could do that too. Now they've added, and the big kicker, which made me really think about this, is $120 in Uber Cash. So that's Uber Eats or Uber Rides. And what they've told me, American Express has told me, if I add my American Express card to my Uber account, I'll receive the $10 Uber Cash this month. So same thing as the dining credit, $10 a month, but it's $10 that I was going to spend anyway, whether I use Uber to get it from the restaurant or whether I use DoorDash or Grubhub. It doesn't matter. I'm getting it from the same restaurant as long as they're advertising through the food delivery that I'm using. Now, one thing we missed out on was this $250 annual fee, which is pretty high. That's kind of high because there are cashback cards out there that give you 2% back. But that 250 is now offset somewhat by the 120 and 120 if you're going to use it anyway. So that's not a bad deal. So the card is effectively costing you $250 annual fee. Sorry. And then you're getting $240 in credits. Are you going to use those credits anyway? Are you not going to have to go out of your way? I won't. I'm going to use them anyway. So it makes sense to me. So the card's costing me $10. Okay. I'm always comparing this against a 2% normal straight across the board 2% card, which is kind of the maximum you're going to find on most cards. Are they going to give me that 2% back? Which makes my life easy as trying to minimize things. You might be able to get some cards where you choose a specific category and they'll give you 3%. Maybe Bank of America or somebody's doing something like that, and there might be a couple others. I don't know. Ask Sebi probably knows. Big up to Ask Sebi. So let's compare how having it on a 2% card matches up in my situation versus using the American Express a little bit less exclusive rose gold. Okay, so my first $250 of spend, I'll make $5 on the 2% card. On the American Express, I will be down 10 because of the $240 that I'm getting in credits, subtracted from the $250 annual fee. It's costing me $10 to have the card after I've used my Grubhub and my Uber benefit. Okay, but if I had put all those charges, the $250 of charges, on a 2% card, I would have gotten the perk of the grand total of a huge $5. The second $250, I would have another $5. So I'd have 10. Over here, though, I'd be getting it at 4%. So I'd be break even 0. Then my third $250, I've got another 5. So I'm at 15. Here I've got another 10. So now I'm at 10. Still haven't broken even. When I get to the $1,000 mark, where I've spent $1,000 restaurant spend, and this is a restaurant card for me, I would have gotten another 5, so I'm at 20 bucks. So over here with the Amex, I would be at 28 bucks. So I've broken even. Okay. Let's fast track it to what I think I'll do in a year. Probably this is a low estimate, $2,500 for the year in restaurant spend. The 2% card at 2%, that's going to be $50. The American Express Rose Gold, that $2,500 in a year at 4%, minus out the first 10, that would equal out to $80 for the year. That's a better deal. 50 versus the 80. Everything on top of that is icing on the cake. So the next thing that it really comes down to, if you're spending over a certain dollar threshold, for me, this being the restaurant spend card, then it makes a lot of sense because I'm almost certainly going to go over that $2,500. So it makes a lot of sense for me to do that. The next question you got to ask yourself is how you're going to use those credits. This becomes really important element. Okay, so they have a calculator that helps you out on their website. If you want a statement credit, which is an option, you're only getting the statement credit at 1.6%. So you earned 4%, but you're only getting cash on it or statement credit for it, however you want to look at it, it's the same thing, for all intents and purposes, of 1.6%. That's a losing game of taking all this thought into which card to pull out. I want to keep it simple, maximize the gain to me. Doing that, is one card for a restaurant, one card for grocery store, one card for all other spend. I was giving serious thought to the American Express not being my restaurant spend card. I thought about getting rid of the gold layered metal card, but they added that kicker in and I've had to take another look. So if you transfer it to an airline partner, then I think you can get some perks for that too. That can work out, but that's too much thought for me. I don't have time to do that. But if you put it on a gift card, which is what I'm going to do, because they've got gift cards for pretty much everything that I'd need, I get dollar for dollar. For the most part. There are some that are giving you slight less. When I looked, Apple gave you a little bit less. Best Buy gave you a little bit less. But for the most part, almost every other store was giving you dollar for dollar at that 4%. That makes this card for me a keeper. Now keep in mind, all of the little perks and the additions, the same way they used to give you an airline credit for like incidentals, that went away. But this perk could go away, who knows, but it's here now. So the card for me is going to stick around. Hopefully this helps. Peace.